Information systems, right? That's what we want. 206. Is his name Louis? Louis Jutras. Hi, we're looking for Mr. Jutras.
That's me.
My name's Eden Carney. I just have a quick question. When you sent the video footage from the Canton Public Library to the state police, how did they access the video?
That was done in two different formats.
And
A file link and we sent out the physical file.
Is there any way the public could get access to that?
I would have to check with counsel and others on that one, and I don't have anything already.
Okay, because there was a couple minutes missing. I believe there's 3 minutes missing from that video. When you guys sent it over to them, were there 3 minutes missing?
I can't answer that at this point.
You can't answer? How come?
We're talking an item that's over a year plus behind.
Yeah.
And I don't have a copy of the video to replay on my own to validate.
Is it erased?
It was or wasn't.
Is it erased at this point?
Yeah.
It is? Okay. And why was it erased? It is? Okay. And why was it erased? Why was it erased? Why was it erased?
Because there's a set retention schedule on devices, and
Okay, so there's a set retention schedule. Even in a murder investigation?
again, I was asked for a copy of something, file was prepared, sent through, nothing else came back after to do anything else on our side with it.
Okay.
So I'm not one to sit there and go any further.
So, but when you did send it over, you have no reason to believe there would be 3 minutes missing, right? So, but when you did send it over, you have no reason to believe there would be 3 minutes missing, right?
Not that I can say this.
Okay, did you happen to view the footage by any chance? Okay, did you happen to view the footage by any chance?
Section of it start and ends.
Did
What
you
was on it?
did you notice if Karen Reed's Lexus had a missing or a broken taillight?
I can't answer that. I don't have video in front of me.
Okay.
It was something from years ago. You said you had one question to ask.
Okay, I appreciate
A meeting going on.
I do appreciate your time. It's just, you know, a man was killed in this town, and it's pretty apparent there's a cover-up, so.
I don't have anything else to do with that.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth call Mr. Louis Jutras to the stand.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name for the jury?
Louis Jutras, Jutras.
And where do you live, sir?
Stoughton, Massachusetts.
And how long have you lived in Stoughton?
About 23 years.
And what is it that you do for work, sir?
I work for the town of Canton. I am the manager of the Information Systems Division of the Finance Department.
You received an initial notification from Lieutenant Gallagher telling you that the state police will be reaching out looking for video.
Correct.
And at some point shortly after that, did you receive any sort of, did anybody from the state police reach out?
Yes. Trooper Dunn reached out. We had a phone conversation. And we had email correspondence relative to dates and times. We had pulled some footage from one site in Pequaside Farm that was put together. And then after that, there was a request for anything facing Washington Street, either from Town Hall or from the library.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jutras.
Good afternoon, Attorney.
So confirming the state police, when they contacted you, asked for 2 hours of video footage, right? Between 12 and 1 a.m. on January 29th and between 5 and 6 a.m. on January 29th, correct?
Yes, sir.
You pulled that video footage, or at least arranged for it to be pulled for the state police, correct?
Yes.
And I believe your testimony was that you checked the beginning time and the ending time to make sure that you had the right time periods for those 2 hours, correct?
Yes.
But you did not sit down and watch 1 hour of snow falling and/or cars driving by the public library, correct?
That is correct. I
Did you
did
do that
not.
for between 12 and 1 or between 5 and 6?
Correct. I did not.
And at the time that you provided the video footage to the state police, did you know whether or not there was any missing footage within those 2 hours?
No. Because again, I did not play every single second of the video.
Understood. it's fair to say, and you're certain, that you did not cut out any of the video footage in those 2 time periods, correct?
Correct. It's motion activated. That's the only piece.
You provided the state police with the raw footage as it existed in your possession at that time, correct?
Yes.
And at that time, you knew that the raw footage was only saved for between 30 and 60 days?
That one is less than 30, yes.
Right. Now, as of early February, when you were dealing with the state police, you knew that Karen Reed had been arrested and charged in court, correct?
I do not recall if I had that information.
You knew that there had been a police officer found dead on the lawn of another police officer in Canton?
At that time in February, I believe so.
And that likely would have been discussed when the state police called you?
I do not recall the conversation other than asking for video footage for Washington Street.
And I'm sorry, sir, if you could just keep if I can't hear you, I guarantee you that these last jurors can't hear you. Could you just repeat that last question?
Yep, again, when in the conversation with it, we had the dates and the timeframes, and anything else relative to it, I do not recall specific with the conversation.
Okay. So you don't have a memory of why you were being asked for this?
Correct. I know it was for a motor vehicle accident. Who and what, I do not recall if that was ever mentioned specifically.
Okay. And you would agree with me that as the IT director, you had the ability, if you wanted to download the footage onto some hard drive to preserve it, if you wanted to do that?
Yes.
Did any state trooper ever ask you to download and preserve that footage so that it would exist longer than that 30 to 60-day period?
No.
And so it's fair to say you did not do that, correct?
Correct.
You complied with what they asked you to do.
Yes.
Now, skipping ahead to April 6th of 2023, you were contacted by Michael Proctor, a state trooper investigating this matter, correct?
I do not recall.
Do you recall Michael Proctor asking you to provide to the defense in this case the same raw footage you had previously provided to the state police?
No.
And you don't recall telling him that you couldn't do that because after 30 to 60 days, the footage is gone, correct?
I had a phone call with what I thought was Trooper Dunn asking for another copy of the data and telling him that I did not have it and I couldn't recreate it.
I see. Oh, so you assume
If it was Proctor, but no, I thought I was speaking with Trooper Dunn.
Trooper Dunn was the name that you remembered from February.
Correct. That was the first interaction I had.
And
Yes.
when they mentioned state police, you assumed it was the same state police trooper, correct?
Yes.
It's fair to say that once you shared the footage with the state police in February of 2022, you didn't control what they did with it after that, correct?
Correct.
And you have no personal knowledge about how they preserved it or didn't preserve it, correct?
I'll allow it. Do you have any idea?
No.
And one last question. You cannot testify about whether any video was removed from the footage after you provided it, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
Nothing further. Thank you.
Any follow-up?
No redirect, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you are all set.
Thank you.
Okay, Canton Police Department.
Trying to get through the thing without saying Louis Jutras. Seems like everybody gets a chance to tough questions. Louis Jutras will come to the rescue.
It's a safe word.
Yeah.